Welcome, everyone, to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. By my side, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this is the second time Chicago has hosted this mid-season classic.
Yeah, you go back to 1973, that's when they hosted their first one. The East won it 104-84 back then. That was the lowest combined score in an All-Star game, Kevin, since the 1950s.
We'll see if then tonight, Clark, they can surpass that total.
I would think they could. No shortage of scores on either side. I expect an up-tempo, fast-paced game, an exciting game with plenty of highlights and buckets.
Cannot wait. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside and Dominic Wilkins with Larry Bird, the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
And the West will start out with the possession. To the middle, here's Olajuwon. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And, Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. And Olajuwon has got the ball here for the West. And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Bird. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last three playing here tonight. You know, part of what makes Bird exceptional is his all-around talent. I mean, he gets it done on both ends of the floor, and that's how you end up being an MVP in the league.
Now, here's English. Lever passes to English. Malone against Olajuwon. He gets that one. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts. But you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. Here's Jordan after Magic Johnson's bucket. The shot's good from Jordan. Jordan's got his second bucket tonight. Clark, amidst this all-star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
It's good. Jordan's got 6 points. Clark wide open, high scoring both ways.
These tremendous all-stars are putting on a tremendous show, Kevin.
What a blast. And plenty of subplots to this game. For more, let's send it over to David Aldridge. D.A., take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, this story has never gone away over the years, guys. Isaiah Thomas is, of course, a native Chicagoan, but you'll still hear some boos today from Bulls fans. That's because at that All-Star game a couple of years ago, people questioned whether Isaiah froze out Michael Jordan. And some people still believe it. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that story has not gone away. Thank you, David. For what it's worth, Clark, Isaiah Thomas denies there was a freeze-out, and Jordan himself says, I never said it, so what do you think?
But the reality is, we probably never will know the full story.
And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and you could tell they both wanted it so badly. Perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. And he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Sounds just like him.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Drexler finds Worthy. Back to Drexler. Clyde Drexler soaring in for the finish. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And Kareem looking to set the career record for All-Star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
A good one.
Johnson with incredible athleticism and uses it to bully the defense there.
The West All-Stars shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Shooting two.
And that one falls for Johnson.
You know, the combination of size, speed, and length that Johnson has, really pretty unique for a point guard.
And Johnson drops them both. There's got to be some excitement, maybe even, Clark, some butterflies playing in the All-Star game. You want to prove you belong out there.
I agree with that, and there can also be the temptation to try to do a little too much, maybe get flashy, but with these players still getting a feel for each other in the flow, a lot to be said for making the simple play.
Nevertheless, a great honor. Rivers finds Jordan. And when the jump shot is fallen for Michael Jordan, what can you do? He is unstoppable. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the most All-Star appearances by far in NBA history. Clark, an All-Star in every season of his career except one. And in that year, he was injured.
Yeah, and at 40 years of age, matter of fact, the youngest player tonight was only 4 years old when Kareem made his first All-Star appearance. That player, Brad Daugherty.
No kidding.
That's right. A native Chicagoan, Glenn Doc Rivers, a first-time All-Star. He said 5 years ago he sat in the same hotel and cried because he wasn't drafted in the first round. Now, same setting, but the script has been flipped. It all comes full circle for Doc.
Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Shooting two.
The first free throw is good. Ainge is checked in for the East. Both free throws good from Drexler. We've got 33 seconds left in the first quarter. And taken away by Magic. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Magic in his element, pushing the pace. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did. And the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for him trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Michael Jordan getting it done for the East All-Stars. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for the East All-Stars. It's a 5-point game.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star game.
On the court right now as the second quarter starts for the West All-Stars. Aguirre is out there with Malone. Then it's Olajuwon. Then it's Lever. And it's Drexler in at the shooting guard. And not many out there who can elevate like Michael Jordan.
And the high-flying antics of Jordan, simply awesome.
The West trails by 9. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Stars.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
Ewing's shot is good.
The #1 overall pick in 1985, and it was an all-star rookie season for Patrick Ewing. Hurt last year, but nice to see him back where he belongs, right in the all-star game.
And here's Drexler. Patrick Ewing getting it to go from deep moments ago. And the East All-Stars with some changes. Malone's checked in for Ewing. Wilkins comes in for Ainge. And Thomas subbed in for Rivers. Drexler dishes to Olajuwon. Pass to Drexler. Outside for Lever. Clock at 4. Shot to stop the run, and the layup is up and in.
And Fat Lever, snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well, best by a mile for NBA guards. And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
Free throw good, Bird. And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. Michael Jordan really making a difference here.
Boy, he's been killing them all night, and the defense looks like it's practically packed it in.
The West trails by 15. Lever finds Drexler. Back to Lever. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Shot clock at 6. And a great assist by Drexler as that one goes in. Lever's got 4 points in the quarter. To the paint, here's Malone, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Moses Malone is not only a 6-time rebounding champ, but he's also a 10-time All-Star. He gives the Washington Bullets some real muscle inside.
Here's Drexler after Moses Malone scored. And out of bounds, the East All-Stars will have it. And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. I mean, it's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding to some type of record that he's already established. Tonight, he could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir.
Here's Drexler, following the basket by Larry Bird. Here's Donaldson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And he's got his first free throw of the game. That free throw missing, and the East All-Stars making a change here. McHale's checked in. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for the West. Johnson comes in for Lever. Good on the second free throw. The East leading by 16. From the low block. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Jordan's got 6 in the quarter.
Not surprising at all to see Jordan piling up points, playing with a lot of determination and grit, and insisting on being aggressive looking for his shots.
And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Malone gets the bucket. And Moses Malone Clark, the wily veteran for the Washington Bullets.
And you know, Kevin, his coach Wes Unseld says Malone has really added a level of aggressiveness to the Washington Bullets.
And he brings Clark a championship pedigree to the team.
No doubt.
And the 7-2 center from the Mavericks, James Donaldson.
You know, I think he's the only lefty in this game. Larry Bird and Danny Ainge right left-handed, but they shoot it with their right hand.
You and I have talked about this before, but defending a lefty is different than defending clearly a right-handed shooter.
Throws you off just a little bit, Kevin.
Timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over. Doherty, he's checked in for Malone. Johnson, the pass to Abdul-Jabbar. English with the ball. And it's McHale picking him up. And Magic Johnson continuing to orchestrate beautifully.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
English!
59 seconds left now here in the second. Drexler gets the bucket.
And at 26 points per game, Drexler ranks 7th in the league in scoring. His Blazers playing catch-up with the Lakers, though. Their improved defense has helped them overcome some early injuries.
Now off the inbound, and Drexler throws it down hard.
And enjoying his finest pro season, Clyde the Glide Drexler making his 2nd All-Star appearance. Worked over the summer with Kiki Vandeweghe to substantially improve his jump shot.
Outside, English. Shoots over Wilkins. English, no good.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Jordan with it. 19 points in the game. Worthy's checked in for the West. The West trails by 14. Drexler with the ball. And it's McHale picking him up. Johnson wide open. He fires. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser, and I understand it's quite an event.
On offense, here are the West All-Stars. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Doherty. Wilkins outside. Shoots over English. Here's Doherty. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
He was doing whatever he wanted to out there. I love how he closed out this quarter.
And so it's the East All-Stars. With a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up, they're ahead 16 points. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We come back right after this. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. The East leading by 16.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
We've got Moses Malone. Michael Jordan is out there with Thomas. Then it's Bird, and it's Wilkins in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And of the players in tonight's All-Star game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
And both free throws good for Thomas. And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
Malone controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And the 6'9" forward, Karl Malone out of Louisiana Tech, playing for the Utah Jazz. Tonight, he's wearing number 7 to honor the great Pete Maravich, who himself was a 3-time All-Star with the New Orleans Jazz.
Here's Lever. Isaiah Thomas picking up that last basket. Johnson the pass to Olajuwon. The grace of Hakeem Olajuwon. Something special to see.
Hey, it takes more than contact to stop Olajuwon inside. He stays strong through contact and gets the finish.
Thomas, that's good.
Quality shot from mid-range there. They are clicking right now offensively.
Well, if Jordan is going for that scoring record, Clark, he's running out of time.
You know, I think at this point, Kevin, he can't worry about the record. Just try to get the win. There's always next year to get the numbers. Boy, that was a nice play by Olajuwon there, getting the shot off while still drawing contact.
The West All-Stars shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And that one falls for Olajuwon. He hits both from the stripe.
You know, on the floor, Keem just doesn't have a physical advantage. He's also very mentally tough. He brings a lot of focus to his game.
Malone trying to break free. A nice shot by Jordan.
Found the crease, took advantage, and got it in close.
Outside Lever. Some nice passing here by the West. Pass to Johnson from downtown. And it's Bird with the rebound. And so Bird will bring it up for the East All-Stars. Thomas kicks to Bird. And stolen by Malone.
And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
Reads the play well there and gets himself in the air at just the right time. Terrific deny.
Rivers, he's checked in for the East. And West also making a switch. McDaniels checked in for Drexler. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. McDaniel. And the rejection by Bird. Johnson against Wilkins. Outside Jordan. Over Lever. The East All-Stars tack on 2 more. And you think about it, Justin Clark, how about the All-Star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this. That sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right.
Nice work, and they are getting it done at both ends.
Timeout called here by the East. They're going to talk it over.
They've literally been giving points away inside. I know Coach has something to say about that.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Ewing's checked in. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
You know, there's been talk about adding a third referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the board of governors at the next meeting.
Now here's Olajuwon. He's got 8, down to 5 on the shot clock. They get it back, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Olajuwon's got 6 points in the quarter.
Hey, it's inexcusable not putting a body on a king. I mean, you deserve to get cooked when you don't do that.
And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that'll result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly, with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the third official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there. Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks, making people around him better. One of the things Doc is best known for. Doc Rivers, that is.
And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul. Worthy's checked in for Karl Malone. Johnson, the pass to Olajuwon. Now, here's Worthy. Lever finds Johnson. Rebound by the East All-Stars. 1:46 left to play in the third. Here's Jordan. Drops in the layup for 2. Jordan's got 33.
Once Jordan gets inside with the rock, it's practically all over. He's that consistent at close range.
Pass to McDaniel. Olajuwon, right side. On the wing, Johnson. There's the 3. No good that time. And it's the East going the other way. Here's Jordan. Lays it up off the glass. Jordan's got 14 points now in the second half.
Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
There's a minute left to play here in the third. And there's the pass to Worthy. Some nice passing here by the West. Just 3 to shoot. Scooped up. Here's Olajuwon. Great defense that time from Ewing.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
Bird kicks to Rivers. From deep, Jordan. And another 3 from the east.
You know, the 3-shot is not a go-to shot for MJ, but his touch, still undeniable.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
Ainge just checked in for Moses Malone. The West All-Stars also with the sub. English, he's checked in for McDaniel. Great positioning on the putback.
What hustle on the offensive glass, finding ways to capitalize, paying off that hard work.
Here's Jordan. Lays it up and banks it in. Jordan's got 40 points.
It's incredible the adjustments Jordan can make in tight quarters. Just tremendous body control.
Here's Johnson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on Patrick Ewing.
And an easy call for the officials there.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he makes the first. So Johnson hits 2 of them. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. The East All-Stars up on top, delivering the blowout. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West All-Stars.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
On the court, Michael Jordan now with 42 points, Clark. He has tied the record for scoring in an All-Star game.
A piece of history. Boy, is he special.
Kept alive. And Kareem, the elder statesman. 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance. Ainge, the pass to McHale. Outside, Jordan. And it's a new single-game record in scoring for the All-Star Game, set right in front of us by Michael Jordan.
What an incredible athlete, Kevin, and it seems whatever he sets his mind to do, he can do it. Impressive.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Hard not to respect how tough Jordan is inside. Really good at angling his body to pick up the foul call.
Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are graped up pretty good.
The first one falls.
We all know about Michael's offensive prowess, okay? But he's incredible defensively as well. He works hard at that end, and that's rare for a star.
Clyde Drexler's checked in for Johnson. And both free throws good for Jordan. And Kareem will need to get it going, Clark, to reach double digits.
I think his teammates have to do a better job of getting him touches. Just keep feeding him. He's more than capable of getting there.
Over to the wing. Aguirre against Jordan. 5 to shoot. Drexler. And the dunk by Drexler. And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any question about it, Kevin. The Phi Slamma Jamma alum can take flight with the very best of them.
Yep, great athletes. Drexler inside, working on Doherty. English on the wing, defended by Cheeks. Donaldson the pass to English. Shoots over Cheeks. Tries again, and he lays it up and in. And in his 8th season in the NBA, James Donaldson making Clark his first All-Star appearance.
And you know, Kevin, before his NBA career, he actually played his first professional season in Italy. So he's taken the path less traveled for sure.
He said, "Arrivederci" to Italy to come to the NBA.
Yes, he did.
Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Whew, it sure has been. English outside. Back to Drexler. Knocks it loose. And here we go. The East with a fast break. And there's another turnover by the East. Patrick Ewing's checked in for the East. McDaniels checked in for the West. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And here we go. The East with a fast break. And 3 from Jordan. And another 3 from the East.
Well, they have been raining threes here in the second half.
Jordan's gone to work from the arc, nailing all 4 of his attempts. Drexler scanning the floor. That's tipped and stolen by Jordan. Good, and it's Ewing with the assist that time. Ewing's got 3 assists in the game. Up top, English. Defended by Cheeks. A 3 from Aguirre. And McHale pulls it down. Drexler with the steal. Aguirre with it. He's picked up by Ewing. English left side. The silky high release from Alex English.
Alex English has a sweet jumper. A bit unorthodox, but nonetheless sweet and effective.
Banked in off the glass. Jordan's got 56 points in the game.
As they keep expanding this lead, keep feeding him the ball.
Outside, Drexler. English the pass to Donaldson. Down low. And the dunk by Aguirre.
And the Mavericks' Mark Aguirre actually got married last night. How about that? A big weekend for the DePaul product.
And Maurice Cheeks, Clark, the 6'1 playmaker for the Philadelphia 76ers.
His 3rd straight All-Star appearance, and he's had a total of 4 in his what looks to be on the verge of a Hall of Fame career.
What a terrific defender.
Yes, he is.
Jordan inside. That one drops for him. Jordan's got 58.
Their offense has really stood out. They're piling up the points and torching this defense.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Doherty's checked in. The West All-Stars also changing it up. James Worthy's checked in for Aguirre. And Levers subbed in for English. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And Clark with his strength and quickness. Xavier McDaniel, a very tough guy to cover.
Well, he's versatile. You talk about that strength and athleticism. 92% of the time in his career, he scored in double figures. Very consistent.
My goodness.
I'm not sure whose fault that was, guys, but they need to get on the same page here.
Kevin McHale, he checked in for Ewing. The West also making some changes. Abdul-Jabbar comes in for McDaniel, and Aguirre's subbed in for Clyde Drexler. Inside, here's Worthy, and finished off by Worthy. Well, Clark, there was some question whether James Worthy would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's dealing with some tendonitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yep.
Outside, Aguirre. Lever finds Abdul-Jabbar. Aguirre passes to Lever. Clock at 6. And he makes good on the layup.
Well, their play has certainly gone to another level. You just wish they'd made this move sooner.
And they've been moving the ball, Clark, really well tonight.
Good things come to those who take good shots.
Doherty with the bucket.
And, you know, they said Brad Doherty was too soft when he came into the league. Well, an All-Star in year 2 and now regarded as a top 3 center in the league. Well, sometimes they get it wrong in their scouting reports. Boy, quality find that time by Worthy. I'm sure he could have taken that shot himself, but he'd rather find a teammate with a better look.
Good work there as it goes.
This is the 4th All-Star game for the Celtics' Kevin McHale. Kids at home will want to learn how to score in the post. Just put the isolated camera on Kevin McHale, please. Moves on top of moves in the paint.
And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in. Clark, they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored, but you still got to go out and prove it, and they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's always going to be tough to stop.
And you factor in the raucous crowd cheering on Michael Jordan, Kevin. No wonder they found that extra gear they needed.